everyone. Welcome to the Bible Belt Bros podcast. Today on the show, we are talking about our favorite Christian movies in general. What did you watch growing up? Let's have some nostalgia time. But first, just want to let everybody know today is actually a morning podcast.
We are
at my house at the usual time of morning because I've got to go play golf today. So.
Yep, he's filling in for me.
Got a reason not to go to work?
It's actually a little different because we've been doing these evening podcasts. I got used to that, so now I'm a little...
Now you're out of sorts.
Yeah, I'm like... I'm zombified right now.
Well, and it doesn't help that I made you an Americana, and then apparently it's too watered down for you, so it's a little weak.
But you made it stronger than I would normally ask for.
I just added more water, so I just added...
Oh, okay.
So
yeah,
it's
right.
espresso and water mixed, so I just mixed.
Right.
I filled up the cup thinking 4 shots would be a lot.
Which it is, because I always ask for a 3-shot Americano.
Sissy boy. It's 4 shots at my house every day.
Would normally, that would definitely wake me up, but then I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
You filled the cup up.
I filled the cup up, and it's a deep coffee cup. It's not like a small one. So yeah, Andrew complains about my coffee.
Man, I didn't complain. You asked. I wasn't going to say anything.
One of the things I used to do that makes my wife so, not mad, but I used to say espresso as espresso, like, all the time.
I call it espresso. I don't even say the E.
And so I would order at Starbucks, and I'd be like, can I get 2 shots of espresso, please? And she'd just be so embarrassed for me. But I figured it out. It's espresso. There's no X in espresso. So today, playing golf. If it doesn't rain, came home yesterday to a tree falling over in my driveway, so I had to cut that up. So now my body is sore.
And guys, you'd be proud of him. He did not call me.
I did not call you. My wife did help me drag him, put him on the little trailer that we pull behind the lawnmower and drag it to the burn pile. But yep, cut it up. I chainsawed it. Kind of manly. It was an electric chainsaw, but it's still a chain and a saw.
Yeah, the 8-inch electric chainsaw that's more like a hedge clipper.
Yeah, it's more like a hedge clipper, but it did the job.
I mean, yeah, you got the job done. So
you can't even tell a tree fell over.
Nope,
but
you really can't. I can tell that the wind blew hard because there's
stuff everywhere in our yard.
Plant pots all around.
Yeah. So now my body's super sore. I'm not a great golfer, just so everybody knows.
Listen, guys, he's already making excuses for why he's going to suck today.
I haven't even...
He hasn't even been there yet, but he's making excuses.
But I'm not a great golfer. Andrew, at the last tournament, I hit it. I have a pretty good slice, and I played the slice, right? Yeah. I just don't fix it, just play it.
I corrected mine.
Well, sometimes I correct mine when I don't mean to, when I mean to play it, and and then it's that was the straightest shot I ever hit.
Yeah,
too bad it's on the other fairway.
Yeah.
I was on my hole 18, Andrew, at the golf course.
I love that hole.
So I was on my second shot, and I usually choke up on my iron.
How did your first shot not end up at the green?
On 18?
Yeah, do you not go across the highway? Across the road?
I could play my slice. I did try that, and it's one of those that ended up going left.
Dude, I go across.
I tried to hit it too hard, and I just pulled it into the house.
So you hit a draw. Well, you can't hit the housing edition from the.
You can't. It started rolling down the road towards the houses. It wasn't a great shot.
Gotcha.
And so it was a scramble, so I played somebody else's shot.
Yeah.
And I usually choke up on my irons. So if it's something that you should be able to get there in an 8, I'll hit a 6 and not swing as hard kind of thing. Is like my style of play.
Yep.
So apparently I forgot to not swing as hard, and I hit that 6, and it just bounced off the clubhouse. It was for a benefit thing, so the dance team was there with their laptops and stuff, checking people in, and I guess it went right by the girl with her laptop. She literally watched it bounce off, and it was just the most embarrassing embarrassing shot that I had of the day. And luckily I didn't break a window, because I don't know what happens if you break
They actually have signs posted that the golfer is responsible for damage.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Then why did they put the clubhouse so close to the holes?
Because that's what they do at every golf course.
Well, that's the dumbest thing
America.
ever. Like, you literally have to hit towards the clubhouse to get to the hole.
They expect golfers to actually know how to golf.
No, I didn't say in Springs. I didn't break a window. So
Nice.
There we go. I just hit the brick, so nothing was damaged. Would have been a pretty good playable shot if needed, but, the way how far
Somebody
it
else
bounced
hit-
back.
Yeah.
But somebody else had a better shot, so.
Yeah, I hit I stopped on the fringe on 18 on my second shot, and then somebody else, I think Wayne. All right, the last golf tournament drove me nuts, dude, because
The one
I would
was
hit
on another team with?
Yes.
Okay.
I would hit a beautiful, gorgeous shot.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm over there, talking smack, right? Because that's what you do when you hit
Smacky.
a
You're
good
like-
hit. You're like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I should be on the tour. Yeah. Wayne steps up and literally puts his ball either right in front of mine or maybe 5 yards further. I'm like,
Did you, at least once just play yours out of just, come on, it's just 5 feet.
yeah.
Can I
well,
just...
I was like, forget you, Wayne. I'm playing mine. Everybody else played his, but I did play mine.
Okay.
That was on hole 14, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, forget it. I'm just playing mine.
Well, the course I'm playing today is basically in between housing additions.
Yep.
So I played there once, and I mean, it's pretty. For somebody who has a nasty slice, it's not not a very confident course to be playing on. So I don't expect to be playing my drives too much because I'm not going to put too much behind it. I'm just going to put it in a fairway. So if somebody else messes up, then we're good. So
our local course is the reason I corrected my slice.
because it hooks more than it
Yes.
slices, right?
Yes. So I corrected everything, and now I go straight. And when I try to slice it, I can't. I can draw it all I want, but I cannot slice anymore.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I'm trying so hard not to use any innuendos when we talk about golf. There's just so many. I mean,
No.
golf
Bowling.
is golf is oh yeah, bowling. too.
Bowling has everything is an innuendo.
Yeah,
I mean, I just bought 2 balls.
I already have two. No,
Exactly. See? I just had my
Jokies.
balls drilled yesterday.
Okay, I said I was trying not to. Gosh.
I mean,
Man. Okay, so moving on. That is why we have a morning podcast episode.
That's right.
And
you woke me up, dude. I'm here
we
now.
are awaketh, which means that we also haven't thought too long today about what we're talking about.
I have thought
which is-
in exactly 10
like-
minutes on this because that's when I heard the idea.
Like in the
in the beginning.
in the night podcast, we kind of sometimes can think about it during the day, maybe make
Right.
some, that's the difference when we're doing maybe like a real topic.
When also Dusty and I try not to tell each other our topics, that way we
He likes to
have
surprise me, make me say something
dumb, like there's no Zechariah in the Bible
exactly.
that you've believed for 30 years.
Yeah, that's still a stinger. Andrew made me call his mom and apologize after that podcast.
I
so-
didn't make you call her. I called her.
I mean, you literally called her and said, Dusty would like to say something.
Yes.
That's making me call her.
no, I just made you apologize.
yeah,
I didn't make you
so-
call her.
Okay. So, yeah, and she just thought it was funny. She didn't even remember it, so
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even have to apologize. Do you have to apologize for offending somebody or doing something if they don't remember it?
That's
should
a
be
good question.
That should be a podcast episode in itself.
That right there's a great question.
Do you need to ask for forgiveness if they forget that the thing ever happened? Or do you
Right.
just stir up something?
Right.
Now they're re-mad about the thing.
Or were
you did.
they ever even mad?
Or
in
were
the
they
first
ever
place?
even mad?
And you're just harping on yourself for no reason.
And now you're making it more about you in that situation
Or-
of asking for forgiveness so that you feel better
Right.
now. And you're like, oh, yeah, I just want to ask for forgiveness because behind your back, I have just been slamming you about this and this and this and this and this. And everybody like, what? You really been, they didn't even know you were talking
Yeah.
behind their back.
But hey, I said sorry, so you can't
But
be
now
mad
I
at
said
it.
sorry, so you need to forgive me, and I feel better about myself for talking. It's just typical. We would make anything about us, right? So, maybe that's a deeper episode later.
No, I think we just covered it.
Okay, And that's the depth that you get out of.
That's your bonus podcast for the day, guys.
That's just your bonus podcast.
That's a 2-in-1 right there.
Yeah, I think I've talked about this before, but my wife and I, we've been doing with our son Nostalgia Saturdays, and we on Saturday kind of pick a movie that we liked growing up in the 90s. And so we just kind of wanted to talk about your favorite movies that you kind of remember growing up, not the Disney ones. I know you're a big Disney, Aladdin, and
and
you're looking at me like, what?
Hold on. No, I'm looking at you because I'm trying to think of a Disney movie so I could play off of that. I can't even think of any. Hannah Montana.
Was that? She's not that old, right?
I mean, my daughter watched her when she was...
I'm talking about movies that we watched growing up, like 90s.
So, hold on. I wasn't rich enough to have Disney Channel, so I don't know.
Gosh. Yeah, I have some of those cassettes, VHS tapes that are worth nothing.
Cinderella, was that Disney?
That was Disney, I think.
Oh, yes. She's
For the sake of the podcast.
Princess. Yep.
For the sake of the podcast, it's Disney.
Princess. Oh, yeah. That's all I got to do is think of the princesses. Snow White. Alice in Wonderland.
Jasmine.
Yeah. What was that one?
Aladdin.
Pocahontas. All right, that's all I got.
Is
Rapunzel, yes.
She a princess?
Yes. Let down your hair, yep. Yeah, I just have to think of what my daughter's Halloween costumes were. And that's how I know Disney.
So really, I'm using this podcast episode, Andrew, as a way to gather some more ideas because I'm kind of running out of movies. So I'll tell you the ones that we've watched so far. We watched Hook. That's probably one of my all-time.
All right, so I was never, had money and could barely watch TV growing up, right?
Insert sad music.
But Hook was one of those movies I watched a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I remember having that on VHS, and we ran that tape to the ground.
I also watched Little Big League or something like that.
Little Big League.
Yeah, the kid who broke his arm.
Rookie of the Year.
Was that the Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was that other one where the kid was the CEO and the player.
Richie. Oh wait, the
player.
CEO and the player.
Like he owned the team. Oh no, he wasn't a player. He was the coach. He owned it and coached.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's a Little Big Leaguer.
Yeah, that might be it. We haven't watched that one yet. So we watched Hook, and then immediately because this all started by me going hello like one day from Mrs. Doubtfire. Obviously, you say a joke like that and your son doesn't get it, you have to make sure that he gets it. So we watched Mrs. Doubtfire, which then I was like, wow, I can't believe my parents let me watch this. There's some parts in this movie that I'm like, what? But I think it's just seeing it as an adult now, you're like, wait a minute. I didn't get these jokes when I was
cover my son's eyes now.
Yeah. So we watched Mrs. Doubtfire, then Hook, and then we watched Rookie of the Year, Little Giants. Remember that one where the football team?
What's that soccer one?
The Big Green. We watched that one as well.
The only reason I got to watch that one was because I played soccer and I went over we had a team party.
Yeah, it really comes down to you had friends that had money, and so you just watch movies at their house.
Pretty much.
Whatever you could watch.
So all these other movies I watched, I didn't actually watch them at my house. I watched them at my grandparents'.
Right. And we watched, we watched Blank Check. No, did we watch Blank Check? No, we didn't watch Blank Check. So here's a thing. This is my opinion. So if somebody's listening that knows somebody else, don't say it. But we started this Nostalgia Saturdays, and it's a big hit, right? Then all of a sudden, Carson's watching with his other parents some of these nostalgia movies, and I'm like, where'd you get the idea? Like, what are we watching over here? Like, that's my thing. So, just saying.
Yes, but does the other parent play video games?
The other parent doesn't play video games. So I will always have that on my on my side of things, and so
you will still always be the fun dad.
I'm still, and Carson's learning coding. He's learning the Unity engine, so they're learning how to make games and stuff with his schooling. So that's pretty cool. So we might, once he figures it out, we're thinking about designing a game together. Or something. You
should get him that Minecraft coding game or software. I think it's a game, but it teaches them coding through Minecraft
while you're doing it. I also have this Harry Potter thing right there. That's by your feet. That's the same kind of concept. Like,
oh, that's cool.
But it's not like you're not
Can you use a
anything.
wand?
Yeah,
to,
you actually
remember
do.
there's any.
There's one where we watched Dennis the Menace.
Oh.
And that one is pretty funny, mainly because his brothers are like totally Dennis the Menace kind of kids, and they're just into everything. Always, like I said, Carson, you're basically Mr. Wilson in this movie. Like he relates more to the old guy that's always bothered.
Right.
But there was like a couple sections, where like he's like, oh, my dad's always singing songs every day except for Sundays, because I think it's because mom and dad wrestle in the bedroom, and I think it's because they take their shirts off, and I'm like, don't ask any questions, and I was like, golly, I used to like my mom let me watch this movie. Maybe I always watch the TV version.
Yeah, I always watch the TV show. I say always.
But yeah, so it's just funny, like rewatching these movies. But we watched Ghostbusters, and I kind of look them up, and there's a couple times like there's a scene in Ghostbusters, because I think the concept is like a sexual ghost. The gatekeeper and the gate master and the gatekeeper need to hook up to unlock something, and so like it's a very sexual ghost storyline. And so there's a couple things I just like double tap to skip the scene, but other than that, he liked it. Like it was fun, and I just look him up ahead of time and just pop. We'll skip this part right here, and so we've been messing around with that. I got some more movies. Ghostbusters 2 apparently is supposed to be pretty good. Karate Kid, he hasn't seen that. Ace Ventura 2, because the first one is all about Dan Marino being a lady. And, there's quite a few scenes in there. I
never liked the Ace Ventura series.
I think Carson would, because it's just ridiculous. He likes that ridiculous humor. Oh, we watched Camp Nowhere, and there's like 2 kissing scenes back to back. It's a show Shay watched growing up. It's like where these kids, the guy that plays the doctor on Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Basically,
Back to the Future was one I watched.
Yeah. The kids basically hire this dude to like con their parents into them going and creating their own summer camp instead of going to all these bad summer camps. And then they have like a parents' day and they have to like fake it. It was actually pretty good. I chose Three Ninjas. Did you ever watch Three Ninjas?
Probably, but I don't know.
You probably don't want to anymore. It's not as great as I remembered it.
I watched Three Stooges.
Three Stooges, yeah. Yeah, Three Ninjas. Then there's Three Ninjas Kick Back. And then,
oh yeah, I did watch Three Ninjas.
Yeah, it's I remembered it being a lot better than what it was, but maybe it's because I was that age. Maybe, I don't know. It's definitely very, very cheesy movie, and my wife and son will not let me forget that I chose that movie. The Mask.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah, it was okay.
I remember that one. Coneheads.
Didn't like
Nutty Professor.
Didn't like it.
Tom and Huck.
I don't remember that one.
That was, had Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Gulliver's Travels.
Man, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I haven't heard that name in a minute.
We watched School of Rock.
Yeah, but
that came out later.
Yeah, that was after Hannah Montana.
Yeah, I know. I threw that one in there because I knew he would like it.
He would. And
I wanted
sure
to.
You wouldn't.
I wanted to watch it again.
Exactly.
That's usually what it comes down to. What movie do I want to watch? The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is on our list. The Simpsons movie.
Simpsons movie. Isn't that new?
Well, they have like the old ones.
Okay.
They have a bunch of different movies. We've been going through The Simpsons as well on Disney Plus.
Simpsons. We go get DMCA striked.
Yeah. Come at me, bro. All right. So what I wanted to go through is when I was a youth pastor back in the day, we used to do like different things in the summer because the summers are so low in attendance, because people traveling, yada, yada, yada. So we did like this cheesy Christian movie thing, and we would get like Cheesy's Pizza. Like basically everything was revolving around cheese, like cheese snacks, cheese pizzas, blah, 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 blah.
Actually sounds fun.
It was actually fun. And we would just watch a cheesy Christian movie, and kind of sometimes we'd pick them based on how cheesy they were. But I wanted to just kind of go through maybe a list of Christian movies that you remember actually being good, not just cheesy.
That gives me an idea for house church night one night. Do a cheesy movie night.
Yes. Let's do something besides the lesson. No.
We did last week. We went bowling. You weren't there.
I wasn't there.
That's why we went bowling.
And if I was there, we would have done a lesson.
Yep.
So I think for me, the biggest movie, and probably a movie that really launched like this new season of tons of Christian movies coming out was, what was it? Facing the Giants.
I never watched it.
You never watched Facing the Giants?
Nope.
From what I remember, it's a very good movie. Very well done. The acting's not too cheesy. There is some cheesiness.
Heard it wasn't good.
Facing the Giants?
Yep.
I think you're mistaken, sir. But, the problem with Christian movies is they have to, they're usually a little cheesy on the humor, over-exaggerated emotion things,
Right.
And then they always have to go into some, super serious. They can't just be funny movies. When you watch a comedy, you don't have, that come to Jesus moment or whatever.
It's
really
a comedy.
serious.
Of course not.
But, these movies are kind of made in a comedy scene, and then they want to get really serious for...
Are they, though?
They are.
I don't think.
Facing
when I think of Christian movie, I don't think of comedy unless I'm thinking Christian comedy.
Because Christian movies always have to be serious every single time.
Well, most of them, yes, because they're all focused around God's love and coming to Jesus.
Well, you should watch Facing the Giants, or maybe we should have a movie night. We can watch Facing the Giants together and house church.
You're just want to do a nostalgia night.
I remember that coming out, and we showed that to football teams. It's very football heavy, as far as the storyline. But I mean, obviously, it has its serious moments as well. But then, I think it was a church that made that movie.
If it's a football movie, I'm watching Hometown Legend.
Hometown Legend. That is a good. I mean, that's kind of older too. That's a nostalgia and a Christian movie. Yeah, Hometown
Dusty
Legend.
And I used to watch that on loop.
Yeah.
Okay, I used to watch that on loop, and Dusty used to stay at my house all the time.
Because we used to watch Remember the Titans it was our Bible.
Yes.
And so we watched that movie. So when Hometown Legend came out, I think we're just really into football movies in general. Yep. Hometown Legend came out, and I remember that being hey, this is really good. Maybe not as good as Remember the Titans, but it's a really good movie. And
it's because Dusty and I could
not.
Never play
it wasn't. I don't remember
football.
it being super cheesy. It probably was, but I don't remember it being a super cheesy movie.
I don't think it. I've watched it semi recently, and I don't think it was.
So Hometown
cheesy.
Legend. If you haven't watched it, add it to your list.
That's right.
And and so this church, when they did Facing the Giants, they basically branched into, now we're a church that makes movies all the time. Because it went from a $10,000 budget to much more. And so they have movies like Courageous. I can't remember if they made God's...
church made the movie?
Yeah, church made the movie.
Oh.
And so the pastor was this character, it was made with a $10,000 budget or something like that. If I remember all this correctly, please don't fact check me. So...
Maybe our church should get into movie making.
That's what I'm saying. We could make the comedies that have nothing to do. I think they even made. Yeah, they made.
But we still have a serious come to Jesus moment.
Yeah. They're jokey. Oh, Father God, we pray for this guy and make it really serious. Somebody almost dies.
What were those the movie spoofs that always came out? They made fun of the Scream series.
Oh, yeah. What was that called?
I don't know, but that's what we could do.
Yeah, we could totally just remake these.
Low budgets, Christian.
We should not say this on the podcast. Somebody's going to steal our idea. That's fine. We'll probably never do it, but we should do it. That would just be funny. Just even make them as short.
I mean, we have a YouTube channel. Why don't we do something?
Yeah, we don't post anything. We did one actual video.
Yeah.
Didn't post.
Did it even get any views?
Yeah, it has 200 or 300 views. Something like that. It's not crazy, but Fireproof. I think that was a good movie. That was definitely more serious than...
Yeah, I remember that one. That was the one about the fireman.
Yeah. Did the title give it away?
Yes. Actually, the picture did.
Fireproof. That's when Kirk Cameron got into this Christian movie. Besides Left Behind, he was really big at getting that off the ground.
He got tired of his sister always having the attention.
God's Not Dead. I remember that being a big one for the mainstream theaters.
Big one's the I Can Only Imagine.
I Can Only Imagine, which I never watched that one.
What?
It's kind of, I don't know, like, I'm not a movies person like you are. Like,
I'm definitely not a movies person.
I'm not.
You kidding me?
I'm not a big movie. I'm a big Ted Lasso fan. Let's watch me, like, give me like a 10-part series, you know, and let it be funny only, nothing serious. Gosh,
dude, for me, just give me a Minecraft YouTube series. I'm good.
I don't want to watch movies. I want to watch Minecraft.
But I can't. I hate watching movies.
Oh, The Shack. Was The Shack a Christian?
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually, that was a book we actually read and then watched the movie. That's like the first time it's ever happened in history for me.
For you.
For me.
I read a book before the movie.
Yes. Not only, no, not just before the movie. I read a book and watched the movie.
And watched the movie.
Really, the emphasis there is I read a book.
Well, technically, if you want to talk about that, then we did the same thing with The Prince of Egypt. We read through the book of Exodus as our house church, and then we watched the movie Prince of Egypt.
Yep.
Bam.
All because of Alex.
Bing, bang, bong.
Good job, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Got us to watch
probably
it. She
doesn't listen to this podcast.
She would talk about that movie every week. She's like, "Oh, I know this because it was in the Prince of Egypt."
Every time that we bring up a point, she's like, "And in the Prince of Egypt, they did." I'm like, we got to watch the movie.
All right, so now we have to watch Prince of Egypt, and we did,
and it was great. There's a lot of Christian movies out there nowadays. Is Narnia considered? Because Narnia was released mainstream. It doesn't actually have.
My mom considers it. I mean, that whenever it hit the theater, she was taking my brothers to watch it.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't actually say. It's just a lot of symbolism,
right?
Which is basically every Christian worship song nowadays. It's just more symbolic sayings and just say the real thing, guys. Come on.
Can't, because then it's a hymnal. When you're singing scripture, it turns it into a hymnal. Not really. There's a. Oh shoot. I forget what rapper did it, but essentially rapped just a bunch of different verses in the Bible. And it turned out to be a great rap.
Did he rap like Psalms where basically they were
It'd be like
in
one
song
piece of
form?
scripture from Judges, a piece of scripture from Ruth, a piece of scripture from John, and it all flowed together. It was really nicely put together. I'll find it and send it to you.
Okay, well, I don't recall that being a.
Oh yeah, because you don't listen to the same
heard.
type of music I do. I
don't even listen to the radio. I saw.
I don't listen to the radio either. I listen.
How do you find
Pandora.
new songs if you don't listen to the radio?
Pandora.
That's basically.
Nope, that's not the radio. That's a streaming service.
I'm pretty sure it says if you go to Pandora. I click Pandora.
Yep.
And
What's
then
it say?
I continue with Pandora, and then it's a station.
Yep, not
a radio station.
It's a streaming station.
Oh my god! What are you streaming on? My radio. Okay, stop playing. Songs.
My stereo.
Stop playing.
I don't.
Stop. Okay, can't cancel. Okay. I think I probably just signed up for Pandora. I don't know. I just clicked a bunch of buttons to see a song, and
I should get a part of that because I was the reason he got Pandora. So Pandora, if you want to sponsor me.
You're getting royalties?
Yep.
Oh, gosh, man.
I have proof that it was me that got him to sign up for Pandora.
I still believe that just came out. That's supposed to be like that Jeremy Camp song.
Yep, that was a good one, too.
Is Jeremy Camp remarried?
Yes.
And, like, he is still, like...
infatuated with his wife who passed away, yeah. And his current wife helps him celebrate every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, she understands.
That's weird to me.
I mean,
he's still doing but that song came out so long ago.
Yeah,
that's his main song.
You say so long ago. That was 2006-ish, I think. I don't know. 2003, maybe. I don't know.
That song is older than my child.
Which point? So is Hannah Montana.
So he's been touring for 14 years, singing that song. Like, he's still doing it now with, like, a music video. I saw some clip. He does, like, the music video or the clips of this movie playing behind him. I don't know. It's just, in the grief and the healing process, like at some point, I mean, I get it. It'd just be weird to me.
So,
like, I'm always going to be second.
Yeah, well, I mean, what about all these soldiers' wives or spouses who their spouses get killed overseas?
Well, I think it's just different to me because he's playing this song every week, every day. Like, it's not like...
Yeah, and these spouses are posting about their soldier spouses who didn't come home almost every day, every week.
After they're remarried?
Yep.
That's what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Or, I mean, think about a fireman or a cop or just anyone who's widowed, and they still want to honor their significant other.
Huh.
I mean, to me, it's not weird. It's just in remembrance.
I know it's in remembrance, but that seems like a little more than in remembrance, I guess.
Well, yeah, to them, it was the love of their life.
Yeah.
Their true love.
So why get remarried? I don't know. We are completely off
because they have more love to give, and they
they just want to have sex, Andrew. You know that's the case.
Not always.
I want to have sex.
Listen, I'm friends with multiple people who have lost spouses, and well, I guess they didn't remarry, but they're constantly posting.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you are entering into a new marriage relationship, but then you're constantly like comparing that person to your first. I don't know. It's just.
I mean, they're not necessarily comparing them. I mean, it's not like they're going up to their spouse and being like, "Oh, my dead spouse would do it this way."
Yeah, you never died for anything.
Well, their spouse didn't die for anything either. They just died. Well, I guess soldiers, yes, they died.
That's what I was talking about, the soldier side.
I was going at the Jeremy Camp side.
Yeah,
she just had cancer and passed away.
Yeah, I don't know. I got off topic. I don't want to be on this. Like I should.
Nope, we're continuing on this topic. We just started.
I have no research.
This is a third podcast, 3-in-1. Guys.
I just saw the movie and
Dusty
I was
is
like,
putting his foot in his mouth,
15 years later, after being remarried, he's still milking that story.
And you are still milking this topic for not wanting to be on it.
Because, like, I don't know. Like, maybe all his other records didn't really do as well. And so
But they did, though.
It's kind of like Mercy Me, I Can Only Imagine on every freaking album they ever released because that...
Remade every time?
It's like that's the song that gets us the sales. And so I'm just going to milk this thing as long as I can with every version possible.
You are cynical in everything you do, aren't you?
I am pretty cynical, especially when it comes to these kind of things, but...
Sex, music.
No, just
what was it the other day?
Just profiting off of story. You know. I don't know. It's whatever. I'm very cynical.
I think it was.
I'm very jaded.
Pastoring. Pastor pay. That was a topic we talked about the other day that you were very cynical about.
Well,
you're just cynical in general.
It's just.
Why is this just now hitting me?
Yeah. Listen. Jesus came in.
Normally,
nobody agreed with
that's
him
why.
how he did things. All right, so maybe I'm more like Jesus than you are. He
that's
just
what
goes with the flow and
dude.
Says,
that is
what
I literally say every week at house church. I am the one who says I relate to Jesus.
Well, I am switching it because if you're just going with the status quo and saying, "Hey, the way the world decides to do this is the way that God wants to do it," and stop questioning it, then maybe you're the problem.
Have you ever known me to go with the status quo?
You are defending the status quo.
I'm not defending the status quo. When am I defending the status quo?
All the time.
When? Name one.
Pastor salaries.
That's not necessarily the status quo. I mean,
the status
quo is more of what you say. The very cynical pastor shouldn't get paid.
Oh, my gosh. Hey, I just wanted to give a shout out. Hold on.
To our Australian friend that is offering to teach us, or to...
Okay. Where's he? I think it's Brett, but I just want to make sure.
Let's just shout out. Just say shout out to our Australian friend.
I'm pretty sure your name's Brett. Shout out to Australian friend who might name is Brett. I can't
because otherwise we're just gonna have a lot of dead space with Dusty.
You wanted a longer podcast, and this is why we cut the podcast short because this is where it goes, and it goes to these types of conversations, and it's just us arguing about something that neither of us have facts or any kind of data to back up at this moment.
We just say random stuff.
So now we're just saying random stuff. Somebody's going to get mad, and that's just what happens.
Hint, it's going to be Dusty because I don't care.
I mean, somebody who's listening is going to get mad.
Gotcha.
You know how many negative reviews we get for times we talk about, like... Well,
it's funny. I love reading our names.
I think they're hilarious.
They are.
So
we got a couple Karens in our comments.
Yeah, we do, and it's always like, I wanted to listen to a nice, enlightening Christian podcast, and I found you guys, and you're just joking around.
Yeah, and Dusty literally put comedy in our title, Christian comedy podcast.
That is why I put comedy, is so that you guys would know we are not serious. We're just arguing, and Andrew just likes to argue about nothing. And therefore, Andrew likes to just argue the opposite side of any situation, whether he
It's not I like to, it's I can. I can always see both sides.
You like to argue, and therefore
Says the guy who keeps saying it.
Now we are arguing about who likes to argue.
I think Dusty likes to argue.
I do kind of like to argue with myself once you're gone. I will have a conversation with you later, Andrew, and I will win this argument with you later when you are not present.
I know, and it's always like, oh, why didn't I say that?
No, I say it to you just when you're not here, and I win the argument, and it's squashed. And that's pretty much how I treat every relationship that I have.
And that is why we can be friends.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know where we're at now, but we'll just stop it here, and you guys can have a longer, extended version of a podcast.
3-in-1, guys. It's like the Trinity of podcasts.
We're going to get canceled, aren't we?
In this culture? Yeah.
You can't cancel me if I just stop recording episodes to begin with. Yeah. Okay, I don't know where... Guys... Have a good one. Hope you have a good week. I'll let you know how my golf game goes today, tomorrow. Hopefully it just gets rained out so I can just stay at home and play video games. I'll see you later.
Take it easy.